All right, let's just jump right in. We've all seen the headlines, right? Artificial intelligence is changing, well, pretty much everything. But here's the thing. Beyond all that buzz, there's a very real, very tangible opportunity opening up for, regular people to make some serious income. This is not just for the tech giants anymore. We're going to break down exactly how you can get started. And honestly, that's the perfect way to think about this. The sources we're digging into today all describe this moment as a new digital gold rush. The potential is absolutely immense. And if you have the right tools and strategies, anyone, and I mean anyone, can start prospecting. And the scale here, it's just mind-boggling. Get this, the global AI market is projected to skyrocket to $1.77 trillion by 2032. That's not just growth. That is a fundamental shift in the entire global economy. It's creating this massive demand for all kinds of new skills and new services. Okay, so that's the big picture. But the real question, the one you're probably asking, is how do you get a piece of that? It's one thing to know there's gold out there in the hills, but it's a whole other thing to know how to actually find it. And that's exactly what this is all about. We're giving you the map. So we're going to start at level 1, the most accessible place to jump in, AI-powered side hustles. This is, by far, the fastest way to start earning. Why? Because it's not about reinventing the wheel. Think of it more like adding a turbocharger to the car you already know how to drive. The whole idea here is to use AI to supercharge the skills you already have. Maybe you're a freelancer, a creative, a marketer. Whatever it is, AI becomes your new assistant, your co-pilot, letting you deliver way better work in just a fraction of the time. Okay, so take copywriting, for example. With tools like ChatGPT or Jasper, writers can generate first drafts, brainstorm a dozen headlines, and polish their copy in minutes, not hours. One of our sources actually highlighted a freelancer who literally doubled their monthly client load without working a single extra hour. They just plugged AI into their workflow. And it's the exact same story in the world of design. With tools like Midjourney or the AI features in Canva, you can create these incredible logos, social media visuals, or even entire brand kits for clients. These tasks that used to require years of technical training are now open to so many more people. Oh, and if you're in digital marketing, this is an absolute game changer. You can offer really sophisticated SEO services. You use an AI tool like Surfer to analyze keywords, audit an entire website, and optimize content for Google. It takes this super complex, data-heavy job and makes it a manageable and highly valuable service. Okay, so once you've got the hang of that, we can move up to level 2. This is where things get really exciting because we're going to shift our thinking a bit. We're moving away from trading your time for money and toward creating assets that work for you 24/7. And the big shift is right here, going from active to passive income. See, level 1 is active. You do the work, you get paid. Simple. But level 2, that's about building something once, like a digital product or a YouTube channel, that can keep earning you money with very little ongoing effort. AI is the engine that makes this possible at a huge scale. And here are some really cool, kind of surprising examples of what that looks like. You can use tools like Pictory to create faceless YouTube channels, on niche topics like historical what-ifs or animated book summaries. Or think about digital products. Instead of just generic art, you could use Midjourney to create and sell custom pet portraits in a fantasy style, or generate these intricate coloring book pages for adults, and then sell them as downloads on Etsy. The possibilities are just so specific and creative. All right, ready for the top tier? Level 3. This is where we go from just using AI tools to actually building and monetizing the AI technology itself. This is about creating scalable, product-based businesses. So the big mindset shift here is that you're no longer just a user. Nope, you're a creator of AI solutions. You're building a product or a service that solves a very specific problem for a specific market, and AI is right there at the core of it. And get this, you don't have to be some kind of coding wizard to pull this off. The sources point to a really clear, accessible path. First, you find a niche, a repetitive, time-sucking problem, like an AI tool that helps real estate agents write amazing property listings in seconds, or an app that generates personalized meal plans for people with specific diets. Second, you use beginner-friendly, no-code platforms like Bubble to actually build it. And third, you monetize it, maybe with a simple monthly subscription. And it's not just about building apps. This level also includes some super high-value consulting.
Businesses are desperate to get into AI, but they have no idea where to start. You could become a prompt engineer, helping them talk to models like ChatGPT to get the best results. Or you could specialize in building custom internal AI assistants for companies. I mean, imagine an AI trained exclusively on a company's sales data and product manuals to help their support team answer questions instantly. That's huge. Now, with all this incredible opportunity, we have to have a little reality check. This is a new frontier, and just like any gold rush, it comes with its own set of challenges, its own pitfalls. So let's look at what the sources say about how to navigate this whole thing smartly and responsibly.
First things first, let's talk money, right? How much can you actually make? Well, it really varies. AI-powered freelance services, those can range from maybe $20 to over $150 an hour. Monetizing content, like that YouTube channel, might bring in a few hundred to several thousand a month once you build an audience. And if you get into successful AI consulting, you could be commanding rates up to $300 an hour. The potential is definitely real, but it all comes down to your skill, your niche, and your effort.
But it's not all smooth sailing. The sources are really clear about the hurdles you gotta watch out for. You've got high costs. The computing power for these models is not free. You have serious data privacy concerns. Whose information are you using and how are you protecting it? There are biases baked into the algorithms that you have to think about. There's a skill gap. You still have to learn how to use these tools right. And finally, the legal stuff, like copyright for AI-generated art is, well, it's a mess that's still being figured out. Knowing these issues exist is the first step to getting ahead of them. And, all of this brings us to what might be the single most important takeaway from our whole discussion. In a world that's about to be flooded with generic AI content, the key to success isn't just using the tools. It's what you add on top. It's your unique expertise, your creative angle, your personal touch. That is what clients and audiences will always pay a premium for. AI is an incredibly powerful amplifier, but you are the source of the signal. So in the end, here's the question I want to leave you with. We have access to the most powerful, creative, and productivity tools in human history. They can help you write, design, analyze, and build. But they can't give you the spark. They can't give you the big idea or the human insight. That has to come from you. So the only question left is, what will you build?